How much did the ban list actually hurt the top deck? Hello guys and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, we are taking a look at Ryzeal Mitsu, which was the second most recent top deck within the rated duel ladder, utilizing a very similar build. That being said, with prayers to 1, how much did that change? How much worse or better, or it's not better, how much worse did it get? What are the overall changes? Well, that's what we're here to find out. This is pretty much the exact same list as previously, minus some minor changes. Obviously, we can't play it exactly the same way because we don't have 3 prayers, so instead we're playing more Ryzeals. We're playing 3 ice and node, and that is basically it in terms of changes. All of the rest remains the same, right? The hand trap lineup is pretty much the same with the Perulias, the Fua losses, and Maxi, as well as Ash Blossom in Imperm. The rest of the hand traps, or the rest of the monsters, right? Pretty much the exact same, right? The 3 ice, the 1 apiece of Node, Ext, and Sword. And then we are also playing the Kusanagi, Saji, and Aramasas. And then the 1 Wosu, 2 Murakumo, 1 Futsu, 2 Habakiri, and 3 apiece of pre-prep alongside its target in Mirror. We still have 3 Ritual, the 1 Prayer, the 1 Magatama, and the 1 Purification. And then we have 2 1-ofs in here as well as Bonfire and Called By for that. So, all in all, it's, again, very similar. As for the extra deck, pretty much nothing changed from previously. King of the Feral Imps, Exciton Knight, Tornado Dragon, Dugares, Duo Drive, Detonator, Eclipse Twin, Code Igniter, Valon, Photon Lord, and Aggregator. Valon and Aggregator are targets for the Ext. And then we have IP, Dynamondo, SP, and Gorgon. And that's it. Let's hop into the replays and show you how this deck performed. Alrighty, here we are going second. Let's see what we can accomplish here. Not the worst. I mean, it's a pretty good hand. It's just not great going second. Let's see what we can do. I mean, we have Ash. Hopefully we get there, right? Cool. We're going to start off here with the Roar, okay? Normal summon the Sage, or normal summon the Veiler. They're going to target, dump a guy, pass. Okay, well, not the worst. I'm going to go for the Fua loss here, just because that way, if they do end up using the Spirit Dragon, at the very least, we can draw a card. So, there's that. We're going to start off here with the Ritual. Of course, they have the Roach. Why wouldn't they have the Roach? Lucky us, we have the Ash Blossom. We could have used it previously, but why would we? Might as well keep it for our turn. Turns out, helped us quite a bit. We're going to go for the Murakumo, or the Habakiri. We're going to activate the Kusanagi as well as the Aramasa. Don't care as much about the Aramasa, hence why we activated it second, so that they can negate it. Now we go for the Ritual. They activate the effect of Ash. Wow, they had Ash Maxi. Pretty good. Anyway, out comes Spirit Dragon. We do have the Saji anyway, so we're going to go for the Saji. They're going to then... Oh, we drew into Ice Ryzeal, which is very funny. They go for the Spirit Dragon. Luckily, we drew into the Magatama, so we can just force that out and then go for the Mirror here off of the effect of our Uzumotse. I grab the Ameno Murakumo. Out comes King of the Feral Imps to grab out the Futsu so that we can Ritual Summon it. We're going to go for the Futsu effect, Futsu Tribute Summon to go for the Ameno Murakumo. Ameno Murakumo effect is going to activate to nuke the field, and at this point, my opponent concedes, seeing the writing on the wall. Even if they were to activate to the effect of their Ultimate Spirit Dragon to reborn a guy, we can actually just negate it because they don't have any cards in hand, so their cards would go away, meaning that this guy is basically an Omni negate. Pretty good. Alrighty, here we are going first. Pretty good hand. Pre-prep, Ritual, Prayers, and a Maxi. You'll love to see it. Alright, we're going to start off here with the Ritual. We're just going to summon from the hand the Murakumo that we have. We also get to send Aramasa and Saji, so not the worst. We're going to go for the Saji effect. We're going to go for the Aramasa effect. We're going to see if they do anything. They don't. Fantastic. We're going to grab the Kusanagi. We're also going to grab Purification. I'm going to activate Prayers, activate it to grab the Mirror and the Futsu. And I elect here to give them another draw just so that we can grab the Futsu, which also gives us the ability to search out the Magatama. So now we have Magatama and Purification and Prayer and Ritual in hand off of the Kusanagi, and we get a set 4 and pass alongside Futsu. This is a really, really stellar hand, or a really, really stellar field. So, hey, look at that. It's also Ritual dot deck. They're gonna go for the Droplet. Sure, that's fine. And then Sky Striker. Huh? I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you what's going on here. I have no idea. I don't know what the idea behind Sky Striker ritual. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. The problem is that, like, they're almost anti-synergistic because rituals are not extra deck monsters, so they can't just be, like, placed in the extra monster zone. So I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, out comes Murakumo. They're going to activate the effect of the Murakumo. They're going to activate the effect of their Habakiri. Luckily, we had the Imperm, so we can actually force the Murakumo here. And we are going to negate the effect of the Purification. Or, not the Purification, the Habakiri. However, they had the prayers. They just had prayers. I don't think they searched it, unless I'm stupid, but I believe they just had prayers. Yeah, they didn't search it. They just drew it. So, a little unlucky for me. Can't really do anything about that. I did kind of punish them with the Purification there, and then into the Imperm. But alas, I just elect to allow the Purification to get negated. That's fine. There was nothing I could have really done there, right? An additional search here off of the Habakiri is not really going to change much. So I'll just allow it. I need the Ritual in my hand, just in case. But that's fine. We do get to trigger the Futsu and the Mirror, so we can't be Ghost Belled or something of that nature. But yeah, Futsu comes back. If they summon a guy, we have Futsu. That's pretty good. We also get to grab Wosu off of it, which is nice. They're going to go for Exciton, which is funny because they can't count. Exciton says, if your opponent has more total cards in their hand and field than you do, hand and field, you can detach, destroy all cards. Notably, even off of the summon of Futsu, I have 6 cards. How many cards does my opponent have? That's right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoa. So we have the equal amount. And notably, I can summon the Murakumo here, which is going to say bye-bye to that guy. They're going to go for the Engage. I elect to activate the Murakumo here, since at this point, it doesn't really matter. Like, let's just get a card out of their hand. They're going to go for Hamp. For some reason. I don't know. Anyway, out comes MST. Out comes Mobilize Engage. Linkage. Oh! Okay, well, yeah, now I'll activate the Magatama to pop their MST. Sure, yeah. No MST for you. I don't know why MST's in here. I don't know what Radiant Typhoon cards are doing in this. I genuinely could not tell you as to what this deck is. I'm so baffled. Anyway, we're going to search out the Mirror here and summon back our Murakumo. Mostly as protection here. But at this point, my opponent concedes. We still have Prayer as well to Reborn a guy in case we need it. I don't think we needed it, but we knew they had Hamp in hand, and I believe that was the only thing we knew in hand. But yeah, they didn't really have anything. I don't think there was another way unless they drew the limited Hornet drones for them to get into the Sky Striker cards. So, good game. Alrighty, here we are once again. Going first. Let's see what we can accomplish. We're going to start off here with pre-preparation of rights. We're going to add it to our hand the Mirror, and my opponent is immediately going to concede. This was a common occurrence. We'll talk about it. All right, we're back with the deck, and honestly, this deck is still annoying. Here's the thing. This deck is still a very strong deck when it gets to do its combo, right? It still gets to do the exact same things. It ends on the exact same end board, right, that it previously was doing. So, if your opponent sees you activate Habakiri, or activate pre-prep, or activate something of that nature, and they don't have the answer, they're just going to concede, because they know where this goes. That happened often. Many, many times. It was just like, oh, cool. You still have the thing? Anyway, bye. I wish that wasn't the case. Now, granted, I did play in Diamond, and I think Diamond players are way more likely to just peace out. They just don't care, right? So, they're not willing to play out the game. Understandable. But generally speaking, the deck still gets to do the same thing. While, yes, the prayer did matter, I'm not saying it didn't. It did matter. It came up a lot. I noticed the actual change to prayers, and it being limited did cause me some stress. But again, for the most part, I was still accomplishing the same things. I was still basically ending on the same boards. I still was able to use either the Ryzeal or the Mitsu stuff to more or less close out the game and put my opponent in an unwinnable position, and that didn't really change with one prayer. It may have changed some of follow-up or something of that nature, but the biggest notable thing about Mitsu Prayer going to, one, is that now Mitsu can't just be Mitsu. You have to play it with some other engine, because you just don't have enough cards to fill out the deck. You gotta have Ryzeal, you gotta have Yummy, you gotta have something else. Fiendsmith even. And I think that is the biggest disservice that this limitation did. It didn't solve the issue of Mitsu or being able to do the combo. All it did is make it so that the actual variant that you would want to be playing more often, right, the pure Mitsurugi, just doesn't exist. And I don't know, that kind of sucks. That's lame. I actually really liked pure Mitsu. I found it to be fun. At the very least, it was cool, right? Because the idea is like, yeah, I'm gonna use all of these recurring monsters and generate a whole bunch more advantage than you. Sure, I'm not going to immediately kill you, but maybe I'll just have more guys, or like I'll summon a bunch of guys off of Futsu, or whatever it may be. And that just isn't the case with this, and it's very frustrating. I'm sad now. I don't know. I at this point, I'm just like, just ban Habakiri. It's way too much of an enabler for combos, and it's very frustrating. That's it. I feel like this card is very similar to, what is it? Halqifibrax, in a sense that this card's existence provides value for a whole bunch of other strategies. Just in general, right? It's just like generic combo enabler. It's not as bad as Halq, not by a long shot, but at the very least, I think it is up there. So I don't know. I feel like Habakiri deserves, at the very least, it deserves an actual limitation, similar to that of like branded fusion, where it's like, oh, if you use this, guess what? You're locked into fusions. This should say a similar thing for like reptiles. I still think it'd be too powerful, because at the very least, you'd still have all of the Mitsu stuff, but that would be better. However, I also don't like erratas, and I think it would be better to just ban the card, and then, you know, have it come back when it's not overpowered. That's it. Those are my thoughts. Hopefully, I don't know. Again, this deck's still, like, one of the best decks in the game. I don't think much changed. It did matter, but not a lot. Anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy it. If you did, a like is very much so appreciated. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.